Hey guys, welcome back to Devil TV. Big things to be getting into. Apparently, Barcelona wants a minimum of 86 million for Frankie de Jong. And there had been reports that Fabrizio Romano, there had basically been a report that apparently Fabrizio Romano had reported that that Man United wanted to give Barcelona 75 million plus Harry Maguire. Now, this was obviously lies. This would never happen. But Man United would never offer Barcelona Harry Maguire plus 75 million. Like, this wouldn't even happen. Like, it wouldn't even happen if it was 40 million, 50 million plus Harry Maguire. It wouldn't happen. Maguire's worth too much. When I read that, I got somewhat excited because, look, for me, I don't really rate Maguire. Yes, I think Maguire is better suited to a system where we're playing a counter-attacking football, a deeper line. But I don't think even then, I don't think he's a player you can trust in the defence. I think he's a liability. His pace is a liability. He's not agile enough. In 1v1s, he's sloppy. On the ball, he's sloppy. How many times have we seen him put a pass in, it goes out for a throw-in? I just don't think Maguire does well under pressure. Don't think he does well when he's put under pressure by opposition attack. I don't think he does well when he's... I just don't think he does well when he's under pressure. I don't think he does well when we're playing a high line, and he's not that player. He's not quick enough. He's not agile enough, and he's a liability even when he wants to put in a pass, even when he's on the ball, because he's not quick enough to recover. And it's as simple as that. So for me, Harry Maguire, that would never happen, and I don't think Maguire's going to leave in the next 2 seasons. So we need to see what happens there. But look, guys, there had been reports that, look, Anthony, this deal seems to be pretty close. It seems to be that Man United, that 40 million price tag that was reported a couple of weeks ago, it seems to be pretty close, and this seems like it's going to be a deal. Look, I don't think we're going to finish this transfer window without getting an Ajax player, and it seems like Anthony's going to be the player. That Timber deal died out, which is unfortunate. I really, really rate Timber, and I thought that was going to be the deal that was going to happen. I did think that would be the deal that would happen eventually, or that would be the first deal to happen. I did think that would happen, so it's a bit upsetting to see that deal fell apart in the last week or so. So Anthony is a good player. I think Anthony is one of those players. So look, I don't think we're rich in the winger positions. We're not rich in attack even in terms of the striker position, the number 9 position. Cavani's going to go. Ronaldo's going to be the only striker. If Martial might stay, I would like to see Ronaldo and Martial share that striking position. Is Martial willing to do that? Will we see Ten Hag go to a back 5 system next season? These are questions we need to ask, because we might see a front 2 next season. He might not want to see just one up front. He might not want to see, traditionally he's played 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1s. He might play a back 5. He might choose to play, look, the club might tell him, look, Maguire's worth a lot of money. We want him to play him. Because at the end of the day, Maguire, 80 million. He's not an 80 million pound player, but that's how much he was bought for. And essentially, he might be told that. So he might play a back 5. He might prepare the team with a back 5. Play Ronaldo in a front 2 where, you might have that one player doing a bit more work in Martial, or even if Darwin Núñez was going to come in before, he would be that type of player to support Ronaldo in a front 2, like we've seen with Benzema, like we've seen with Rooney and all of these other players Ronaldo has played with. So when it comes to this, I think that Anthony coming in, look, he can play in the striker position, he can play on the wing. I think he's a bit more of a tricky winger than a striker, really. I mean, we've seen him at Ajax, very skillful, a lot of pace, unpredictable in attack. This is the thing. Rashford in the last couple of seasons, I feel like he's become a bit more predictable. A lot of teams have figured him out. He's still got pace. He's still skillful. But I think Rashford it's his decision making. I feel like Anthony is going to come into the league. He's used to that, that quick football, that pressing football. And with Ten Hag as our manager, look, I think at the end of the day, he wants Frankie de Jong, right? We should give him what he wants. But if we're really wanting to give 86 million, they want minimum for Frankie de Jong, Barcelona. That's going to be a deal. That's going to be very expensive. And it's just too much. It's just too much. And I feel like there are midfielders out there, like I've said before, if we don't get them by the end of the transfer window, look, if we don't get Frankie de Jong, right, until the end of the window, let's say we get him, right? Fair enough, we got him. But we could have gotten 2 midfielders in between that. We could have gotten 2 midfielders that are worth his price. And even though, yes, people will argue, yes, he's better than both of them in whoever it is, whatever midfield pairing it is, whether it be Ruben Neves, whether it be Matheus Nunes, even if Tchouaméni was going to come, even if Bissouma was meant to come, yes, he's better than all of those midfielders. But, I'd rather have 2 midfielders than have one. Look, I think he'll make a difference to our midfield, Frankie de Jong, but I do think that also that it's a lot of money. It does lower some of our expectations when it comes to the fullback position, who we're going to get in fullback, who we're going to get a centre-back, who we might expect to come on the winger. Look, if even a striker position is still a position that we still need to get. So if we get 86 million for Frankie de Jong, and then we still get Anthony for 40 million. That's 126 million. How much more do we have left? Do we still have enough money to get another centre-back? Probably. Do we have enough to get a striker? No. Do we have enough to get a full-back, which is, it seems like Man United want, but it's not the priority position. So we need to see what happens there. So I'm worried, but it is what it is. And look, Eriksen, this deal, pretty much Eriksen, it's come out that Man United have been interested in Eriksen, but it's true. Look, he doesn't want to leave London. He would rather stay in Brentford than go to Man United, which is, it kind of shows where Man United are at the moment. It shows that Man United are in a tough position in terms of attracting players. I do think that we're still going to attract players regardless, because we've got Ten Hag now as well. If we were in a position where we still had Ralph, it would have been tougher, even tougher to persuade some of these players to come back. As soon as the big teams come in, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, all of these teams, it's going to be hard because we don't have Champions League football. And it's not just that. Look, all of these reports last season about difficulties in the dressing room in terms of, I'm pretty sure some of these players don't get along. I'm pretty sure. And some of this toxicity in the changing room, I think it's got to be there. It's got to be there. And a lot of these players have to recognise that one of the best players in the world is in that team, Ronaldo. And they have to accept that, look, what's going to happen? Look, that Greenwood situation, we don't even know. I've really forgotten about Greenwood now. It's been 6 months. Not much about him. I'd rather him not return, to be honest, because there hasn't been any sort, and I don't want to go into this, but there hasn't been any sort of comment by his ex-partner or partner that those were false allegations, because they were released and they're clearly real. So we need to see what happens there. But this Eriksen deal, it's a shame he doesn't want to come. He would rather stay at Brentford or go back to Tottenham. So we need to see what happens there. But guys, let me know what you think. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.